Hello, I'm attorney Dan Marr from the Nashua, New Hampshire law firm of Hamlin Kerrigan. I've been practicing here for about 38 years in New Hampshire and also licensed in Massachusetts and been practicing there for about 28 years. And during this period of time, I've done both transactional work, meaning representing businesses in their contracts and their negotiations, but also in litigation. And I've come across and I've dealt with for the decades I've been working some rascality when I'm dealing with some clients that either they have a vendor that has done something wrong, maybe fraudulent or some other really bad act, or a customer or somebody else they're dealing with in a business relationship. And they are damaged substantially, but they're also thinking about, well, how do I resolve this quickly? Or if I do resolve it and I have attorney's fees, how do I get my attorney's fees? Because sometimes in your contracts, you don't have a provision that says that the prevailing party gets their attorney's fees. So you're in a situation, somebody's done something really bad against you as a business, and you're trying to think about what's your next step. The Consumer Protection Act is a wonderful consideration for your attorneys to think about. I've added those to claims when I've had some certain rascality levels of misconduct by the other side. They might be fraud by a vendor or a customer or other bad acts by them. It can't just be a normal breach of contract issue. It has to be something where they're, again, like they've done fraudulent billings to you. They've marked up stuff ridiculously. They added a zero to an amount, so they made a 5-digit figure, a 6-digit figure, and during that period of time, they've bilked you for quite some time. Maybe they've taken some deposits that they shouldn't have taken. In all those situations, you might be able to prove under the Consumer Protection Act that there's enough unfair and deceptive trade practices. The New Hampshire Consumer Protection Act, we've had quite a bit of precedent on it, applies to business as well as just to consumers. So it's not just when you're buying that car or actually say your washing machine and somebody deceives you in regards, yes, the Consumer Protection Act applies to that, but the real benefit for businesses is you can do this under a Business Act. I add them to a claim. They also automatically go to the Consumer Protection Division of the state, the AG level. So they review these issues as well. But it ramps it up, and you can get multiples possibly of your damages. Plus, you can get your attorney's fees. So consider that very seriously when you're thinking about these situations. The Consumer Protection Act, which is RSA 358A. And I've dealt with this. I add that for the appropriate accounts, not just for a regular breach of contract. The person was supposed to do something and they weren't able to do it, or they had a disagreement with you as to what the terms were of the agreement. That's not a Consumer Protection Act. That's not unfair and deceptive trade practices. But you can have a contract with another business, and when they've done something really bad, like fraud is one example, you can seriously consider the Consumer Protection Act as, again, RSA 358A. It's one of the counts that you add to, including with your breach of contract claims and others, and it ramps up the level only when it's appropriate. And again, you got to have some type of level of rascality or deception where they're passing off goods that aren't really what they are. There's a variety of factors that are considered in the act. And again, if that applies to you, you definitely should use it. So I'm attorney Dan Marr at Hamlin Kerrigan at 603-883-5501, 603-883-5501. I do weekly vlogs. You can check out my vlogs by going to our website of nationallaw.com. Check onto my bio, and then from there you can get to our weekly vlogs, or my weekly vlogs that are by topic, so you can find something that's of interest to you and click on those. Happy to help you if the opportunity arises. Dan Marr, 603-883-5501. Thank you.